Hello, everyone! I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. So, today we are going to be solving a problem that I have had for a very long time now, pretty much since the beginning of the pack. And that problem has to do with tools. So the tools that we've had to replace them again and again and again. They keep breaking over and over again. And this wrench right here is one of the biggest examples because we've gone through probably dozens of wrenches over the course of the pack so far. And of course, we're going to need to use wrenches a whole lot more in the future still for various things. And today what we're going to do is we're going to, well, make it so that we don't have to replace our wrench nearly as often as we have been. Because I've been going through wrenches like absolute crazy recently. And today we're going to do something in order to fix it by using battery power. So let's get into it. So let's turn that back on and let's get out of this chair right here. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a specific quest that I'm really excited about, and it's this one right here. And it is about making electric tools. So the quest says, tired of having to replace tools all the time because they constantly break? Well, for me, the answer to that is yes. Now that steel is available, it's time to make some electric versions of the screwdriver and wrench. Charge them up like batteries, and they'll last much longer than the non-electric versions of these tools. You can use lithium batteries, or if you're on a budget, cadmium or sodium batteries instead. This does reduce the energy capacity, though. And later on, vibrant alloy will be excellent tools with great durability. There are, however, a multitude of other great materials that you may have access to, so take a look around in any eye and decide for yourself. There are also NV and HV versions. We won't be able to make those right now, though they require that you can process aluminum or stainless steel, respectively. So we're going to be going for the LV versions, because that's what we can actually make right now. And yeah, these are going to be quite important. The wrench, I think, is going to be a bigger deal than the screwdriver, but we're going to make both of them since they're both required for the quest. And we're also going to make a couple of other things today related to batteries. So let's go ahead on over to our crafting area because I want to get this wrench made up immediately. Now, the process, actually, I should point out, the process of making this is a little bit different. Because in order to make this, well, if we look at the recipe here, there are 330 pages of recipes right here. In fact, let me get out of your way. So there's 330 pages of recipes, and basically it's because you can make this out of any material that you want. The only difference, well, there's two differences actually in making these, is either the battery type, which determines the amount of charge it has. Obviously, we want the best charge that we can get, so we'll be going with the lithium batteries. But the other difference is the type of wrench tip you use, which can basically be, as far as I can tell, anything. So we want to use the best thing that we can, I think, for this, and if we come over to our ingot chest over here, the best thing we can do, and in fact, before I show you that, basically to make this wrench tip, it looks like you just need 4 plates of the thing that you want, and the other thing is, for some reason, this one's wood, this bismutite one, but if we look at another one, let's say, keep going, anything I can actually tell. I don't know, sterling silver. It's usually steel. I think most of these are like steel stuff, so it's not too expensive. It is nighttime as well, so let's go to sleep quick. So the thing we're going to use is we just need 4 plates of something, and we have just enough in order to make this out of Damascus steel. So we have 4 ingots here we can turn into plates, I believe. And if we can make this out of Damascus steel, I think this will be a pretty good electric wrench. So we're going to put you inside of a bending machine. And I've begun stocking up these machines. I don't think we really need to, but I've begun stocking these up with some backup batteries in case we need them. In fact, we should have quite a few batteries now made up. Yep, there we go. 16 small lithium batteries over there. There we go. 4 Damascus steel plates. And we're going to come over here, and we're going to try and make this now. So we need to make the wrench tip, which seems to be just 2 steel screws and a steel ring, and then the plates. We'll have to do this part manually. Do we have that? Steel, yep, there we go. I can make the, I think it was a ring it said, right? Yep, ring. Grab the hammer and the file. I don't think there's electric versions of these available right now. I think it would have told us. Otherwise, I think it's just the wrench and the screwdriver we'll be able to make. But of course, the wrench is a big deal in my opinion. So now I think we put that there, surround you with the Damascus steel plates, and then screwdriver and a hammer. There it is, Damascus steel wrench tip. Okay, so we have that there. And in fact, we need to make the actual wrench now. So we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need another steel screw, some small steel gears, plates. I think I have some of those in there. Not too many, but that's all right. And then we're going to grab some steel plates, which we really don't have much of. Can we get some of those going? In fact, do we even have some in here? Yeah, we have some, but let's get some more going anyways. Why not? Always good to have more steel plates prepared. And then we're going to need the steel screw, and it was a motor as well. So I'll take the motor, which we are starting to run out of. How many are in here? 26. I'll have to get on with that soon. So I think I've got most of the things we need to make more motors. So we need that, and then it was the steel screw, I believe. In fact, can we just check this and see if we've got everything? Oh, no, I can't because we need to do it all that way. That's the complicated way. Although, can I look this up? Ah, there we go. That's a good way of doing it. So I just need to grab my small lithium battery. I wonder if we can use a full battery, in fact. Do we have any around? I wonder if they'll automatically charge it instead of us having to charge it initially. Let's try that. This is a full lithium battery here. And then look at that, and yeah, 100%. Wrench, 128,000 durability. This one only has 51,000. But I think the durability will last longer. And again, mining speed is 16. This one is 6. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be faster too then. All right, let's take it. Let's see if this counts as well. Hopefully it will. So let's see. Yep, that did count. All right, we'll test this out in a bit, but let's make the screwdriver as well. So that is going to be basically the same thing. The only difference here is we have to make the rod out of something. So a long rod. I don't know what kind of material we have that will be good for that, though. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just go with steel. I don't think it matters too much. We do need a long rod, though. Do we have any on us, actually? A long emerald, long tin rod. Let's use a long steel rod. I think just making it out of steel will be fine. We're not going to use that one nearly as much. Let's do that. And we will take you, long steel rod, lovely. And we will go ahead and see if we can make... Can I look up the uses? I wonder if that'll help. I don't know what that is. Screwdriver LV, that's what I want, and I want it out of lithium. Lithium battery, and we're missing the plate and some gears. And then we also do need a battery. So there's a lithium battery, fully charged up. In fact, actually, we're not going to use a charged battery for that, because we're going to actually use an empty one. And the reason is I want to test something out as well, and we need something to test a charge with. So we're going to actually... This should be a non-charged screwdriver when I make this, then. You'll see what I mean. Alright, let's find the LV screwdriver. Is that the one? Nope, cadmium, sodium... This one right here is the one we want. Oh, I'm missing the steel plate, my bad. We just need a single plate. I'll just take all those for now. That'll do. Put you in there. That'll do as well. And now let's try that again. LV screwdriver, out of steel. Should be good enough. Why does it say empty? Screwdriver LV empty. What is it? Oh, I see. It's because I bet you... Let's see, I'm just testing this again. I bet you it's because that battery. Yeah, see, it's because it's empty on charge. That makes sense. Put that back in there. We'll put this one as zero charge. Well, you'll see why I want to do this. So, screwdriver LV. Will that count for the moment? Didn't count. Probably because it's empty on charge then. Right, well, we'll fix that in a moment. So... In fact, actually, we can probably just put it in here for a tiny bit, then. I think it'll charge just like a battery. If I put it in here, it'll start charging a little bit, right? It's LV. Yep, there it is. And that'll probably count now that it's actually got charge. Yep, it did count. That's kind of funny, isn't it? So you have to give it a little bit of charge for the quest to even count. That's kind of strange, but I guess it makes sense a little bit. Alright, so we got that quest knocked out. So what I wanted to try and do was I want to try and make some battery buffers today. And I do have a use for these now, I thought about, and I was thinking about making kind of like a charging station for our electric tools since we're going to be making some, which we just did. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to, not that one, it's storing and transforming again. So we're going to be making a battery buffer. So it wants us here, so let's see. Batteries work pretty much the same in a battery buffer as in a regular machine's battery slot. Battery buffers are used to buffer power to stabilize output. They come in different sizes, 1, 4, 9, and 16 slots. They can draw 2 amps and output 1 amp per battery inserted. And that's probably important because we don't want to start fires or anything with the cables. So watch your wire amperage. And cables come in 1 times, 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, 12 times, and 16 times, with tin transferring 1 amp per size. Make sure not to mess up or your cable will melt, becoming a fire and possibly an explosion. So we do need to be quite careful, but we're going to start by making ourselves a 4-slot low-voltage battery buffer, which doesn't seem too difficult. We should have some tin wires in here. I got a nice comment telling me to make, by the way, the wires now. So what you can do is you can change the wire mill to circuit 16, and it will actually make them in terms of like 16 times tin wire. And what you can do is if you put this in the crafting grid, you get all your tin wires out of that. So that's quite useful. And we do need actually some 4 times ones. Yep, we need a couple of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That will do for now. And let's go make ourselves that battery buffer then, why not? So, low voltage battery buffer. We need, we don't have any LV machine holes on us right now, do we? Let's fix that then. There we go, 2 LV machine holes. Put those right there, and we should have a low voltage battery buffer. Lovely. Ooh. Funny how that's the one that gives us the fireworks and not the actual batteries, isn't it? Isn't that kind of strange? The battery buffer's the one that does that? I don't know, that's kind of odd to me. Anyway, so we got that done. And let's see here. So that we got, what's this one? You want me to make a 16-slot one. Upgrade your battery buffer to hold 16 batteries. Right, okay. 16. Interesting. That's a lot of tin wires, in fact. All right, we might do that as well. But before we do that, I want to set this thing up. And where we're going to be putting this thing, and I got to be careful, actually, as well, we're going to put it right here. Now, you're probably wondering, we need to get power into this thing. And I think that is the output, by the way, as well. I think it is. Hopefully it is, because otherwise, well, actually, I can do this a little bit safer. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up as kind of a charging station that we have right in our little kind of main crafting area. The idea is I can put these electric tools like the screwdriver and charge it up. Now we need to connect that to power. So that's why I've got these turbines here and some fluid pipes, and we are going to need some cables. Let's use the 4 times ones just to be safe. Well, I think we could get away with 2 times since I'm only connecting 2 turbines, but we'll do 4 times just in case. So what I was thinking was, we're going to have this right here, low voltage battery buffer. We should be able to connect up a few tin cables. I'm going to need to get my wire cutter out. It'd be nice if we had an electric version of this guy as well, wouldn't it? Because we do use that a bit. I'm probably going to use it more and more here. But if we put that there, I can connect up 2 steam turbines to this. Just like that, we can use our new wrench finally. You connected? No, you need to connect there and there. And now we need to drag over this potent fluid pipe. See how that looks. And put the arrows on you. There we go. Right, so that should be transferring something in there now, I think. Alright, let's go head on up. In fact, it is nighttime again, so we will also go to sleep. Let's do that. And also, you just noticed as well, possibly, I just noticed it, that all those actions we just did with this wrench, the actual durability didn't go down, only the EU usage. So you've only lost a little bit of charge, which we can easily get back. So let's see if this is working now. So if I put these in here, screwdriver. Not getting anything yet. Right, we'll have to see. Put that back in there. Oh, no, now it is. That was kind of strange. I was just going to leave that in there and check on see why it wasn't doing anything, but it looks like it is now. So we're getting an average input there of 30 EU a tick, probably because it can only take 1 amp at a time, this thing, I'm assuming. So what we can basically do, I can put the wrench in here as well. It'll charge you up as well. Yeah, now it's using more EU. That's fully charged, but this will keep on charging. So this is kind of like a little charging station now we have here for our new electric tools. So that's kind of nice right there. Right, so that seems like it has worked. This guy's charging up. Does take a little bit of time. And it is 4 slots. We only have 2 actual amps going in. So if I were to put 4 items in, it'll probably charge quite slowly since we're actually trying to draw more power than we're getting. But it'll charge them up eventually. I just don't want to spend 4 turbines on this right now. This is good enough, I think. And there's no 2... I don't think there's a 2-slot battery buffer either. I think they come in... Well, I think we just read it as well, but let me take a look, actually. Well, of course, there's the different tiers, but... Low voltage... Yeah, 1 slot, 4, 9, and then it was 16, which we do need to make one of those for a quest. So let's try and do that. Let's put you back on my offhand there. Right, so we need to get some more... Well, actually, maybe we already have enough. Really? That doesn't make 16 times. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Right, so we can do that. Get that. Yeah, 16 times 10y. So we do have enough for that. So let's see. Can we make the 16 slot one? Yep, there you go. Just as a test, put you down. That should be a quest. There it is. That should be 16 slots. Wow, that's quite good. All right, let's break you. Wow, this thing is fast, isn't it? In fact, actually, let's run an experiment then. I know it says mining speed 6, mining speed 16, so I guess that makes sense. But let me do a quick test, actually. Let's see how much faster this guy really is. Do 5 pipes each. So let's see. We'll do the normal wrench first. All right. That was how fast it is. This is the new electric wrench. Yeah, like much, much faster. That was... Yeah, this thing is way fast. And again, it isn't even using durability, just the EU. Although I think the durability will go down eventually, but I think it's going to be like really, really slowly. Right, so we got that done. Let's turn these into normal 16 wires for now. And let's put these away in here for now. Can put you there as well, and the potent pipes there. All right, so there was a couple other things I want to make as well. Let's take a look. So the next quest down here is get into Envy, which we can't do, so we won't be able to carry on with this. But we can do a little more in the battery section, I think, of the LV chapter. And the things I wanted to do, we don't really need these, but they are kind of battery-powered tools, so I wanted to make these items here. The electric hoe and the electric tree tap, which we really don't need that one, but we might as well get the quest done. Could get something good from the loot bag for all we know. So let's try and see if we can get those done. So I actually had those bookmarked right here. So the electric tree tap, we're going to need... Now, these are going to use these RE batteries from Industrial Craft 2. So, yeah, we'll see a little bit involved, but I think we can get there. So what do we need for this? Let's do the tree tap first. We needed some long steel rods again. Right, so we needed 2 of those. And put you through the forge hammer. I also needed the small power unit thing. Ooh, wow, that is surprisingly expensive, actually. Let's see, can we make those? Okay, I can make 1. In fact, we shouldn't be using this screwdriver anymore. We should be using this one. I think we can use that for crafting now. Yep, it's quite good. Can I make another one? No, we're out of steel casings, right, so I just need to cut down some plates of the steel variety. Those in there. There's our long steel rods. And let's see, what else do we need for you? So we need the battery, and then we need the steel drill tip, which is just a bunch of steel plates. Right, I'm gonna do that probably just a normal way, because it'll make a bunch more than I want. We just need that, I think. There we go, steel drill tip. Now, I just need to grab a battery, which I should have... I thought I had one in here, actually. Maybe I don't. We had an RE battery. Do I have one in here? Yep, there's one. I thought I had another one in here. Let's see if that tells me. No, no RE battery there. Alright, well, maybe I don't have another one. I thought I did, but I swear I had another one. Maybe I accidentally threw it in one of these machines. Ah, there it is right there. Yeah, it was one of these ones I charged it up. I was just testing to see if it charges up in these machines, and the answer is yes, actually. So let's go ahead then. I'm assuming this will work the same way, so we'll make the tree tap now. Oh, what the heck happened there? Oh, that's kind of strange. It's not doing it. I've never had that. That's really weird. Okay. I guess we'll have to do that part manually then. It's weird because these two are working. That's really strange. That's weird. Alright, let's do this part manually then. Let's see if I can remember it. Pump. And it was a tin cable and a steel screw. Tin cable. And then it was a steel screw. What else do we need? The battery and the screwdriver. Right, well, we have the electric screwdriver. And then we put the battery in and... Ah, so this one actually doesn't charge if we put a fully charged battery. So we get the electric tree tap there. Lovely. So that's the electric tree tap taken care of. Next, we'll make the electric hoe. That one is only going to need another small power unit, which is why we were making more steel casings. There we go. We got that done. Where's the steel casings at? There you go. And let's see. Small power unit. I can make... Oh, I don't need that many. I might have to start moving these out, these screwdrivers, because we don't really need them anymore. In fact, let's just do that. Let's just take all these extra screwdrivers out. Because we don't need them. We're not going to use them any longer, I don't think. Could be the same story with the wrenches, really, too. Right, I'll throw them in here for now. Speaking of which, where did my screwdriver... there it is in there. Oh, we have another one there as well. Everyone else back, and then put you right there. Alright, so what do we need now? The electric hoe just needs one small steel gear. So you're gonna have issues like the other guy did. Yeah, it is. That's really strange. Right, we're gonna have to do this part manually again for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that. What did it need? It needed a steel screw. It needed the gear, which was here. It needed a rod. I believe that one went there. 2 plates, and then it needs a normal screwdriver. Right, let's grab this plates there. Nope, that's the tree tap. Where's the screwdriver go? There it is. Battery. Nope, got them wrong way around. There we go. Electric hoe. We got there in the end. Alright, so we got the electric hoe and the electric tree tap, and we should be able to charge these in here as well, I believe. Yeah, and they don't take too much power either. Yeah, we can charge everyone up here. Make sure everyone's at tip-top shape. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that one actually did go down a little bit in durability. The screwdriver has a tiny bit, but it's going to be really slowly the durability drops. Looks like it's mostly going to be the power that goes down, but there we go. These are all charged up. Not that we really need them. We could give it a shot at least, see how they work. There we go, automated farmer. Right, so some electric tools. Let's see how this works. Where do I want to test this? I'll just test it near the water and we'll break it. I don't think it does more than one spot. I think it's just like one spot at a time, right? It's not like a multi-area thing. Yeah, just one. But it will never break. All right, let's break this. Yep, and this tree tap's basically like the normal tree tap, but of course, I think we're well beyond that. Although we could test it, I guess. We have rubber trees growing here. Can I, find any? I mean, if we can beat the thing there. I don't see any on... Oh, there's one right there, but it's in a bad spot, isn't it? Forget it. Well, let's see if this one has anything, actually. No, it's also getting nighttime. Yeah, let's forget about it. I think you know how a tree tap works. All we would do is just right-click the spot. We don't really even need to do that anymore since, of course, we have this. But yeah, that was, you know, some electric tools, screwdriver, wrench. The wrench is the big one. I mean, that's a huge upgrade. I mean, not having to replace my wrench, you know, every 5 minutes like it had been. Well, of course, it wasn't every 5 minutes, but, you know, we replace this thing pretty often. I've gone through probably dozens of these wrenches now. So being able to not have to worry about that is nice. In fact, we might want to just move all these out as well. So we could just use this for crafting as well, probably. Probably do some rearrangements of everything around here. We'll see. I'll have to figure it out. But, yeah, these all can charge here. I'm sure we'll get more electric items at one point, but it is good. I think it's going to be quite good. I'm quite happy about this. So we can put you away there, and for now, we'll just drop you off in there. I might move those later. In fact, there is actually a better spot for these. I mean, I'm probably not going to use them anyways, but I do have a tool chest, so I might as well put them in there. This one right here. Keep the wrench on us, of course, because we do use that a whole lot more. All right, and then I think we'll end off today by claiming our quest rewards. So we did get a few quests done. So Black and Decker, we get small lithium batteries or the loot bag. We'll do the loot bag for that one. Why not? I think we've got enough lithium batteries. In fact, we can get more. We've got more lithium, I think, that's come in now. This one, ooh, you give me 16 steel ingots and another loot bag. And some coins. Small battery hull and another loot bag and some more coins. And I think we did finish a few other quests as well in storing and transforming. Which is another loot bag, and you are another loot bag. Lovely. Alright, so we got some stuff there. So 5 loot bags to open up today. Let's clear some stuff out here. And open up our 5 loot bags. Let's see what we get. So, here we go. Loot bag number 1. Ooh, 32 red alloy ingots. That's actually not that bad. I'm quite happy with that one. Glass tubes. Not too bad, but just glass, really. And of course, of course you give me a wrench, vanadium steel wrench, and spawn an ocelot. Of course, on the day we get the electric wrench, you want to give me a normal wrench. Only makes sense, to be honest, that is what the loot bags would do. Alright, this one gave us some empty cells and side chests from Steve Quartz 2, and then this one. I didn't see anything from that one. Did we get more? Did we get 4 more glass tubes, I think? I think that's what it gave us. I think we only had 4 before. It couldn't have gone to the backpacks because those are locked. So it must have been like 4 more glass tubes, something like that, probably. Yeah, probably. Alright, and the last loot bag for today. 4 bricks and spawn a sheep. Alright, well. Not too good. We haven't had too much good luck with the loot bags lately. I mean, we've gotten some stuff, but we haven't had that really big, like, wow thing in a while, it feels like. So, hopefully we'll get some better luck soon with the loot bags. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with our new electric wrench. It's going to be good. I mean, I can already tell this thing's like a huge upgrade. This is going to be good. I'm real happy with this. But yeah, I think that is where we're going to leave this one. We've got our electric tools. We've carried on now with this little battery stuff we've been doing. Batteries certainly seem to be quite important, and I'm sure we'll be able to utilize them further as we continue to progress. But this wrench is going to be huge. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, I think that is where we're going to end this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.